flow with HIIT. We'll have 5 rounds of high intensity interval training-ish, yoga-ish, kind of interweaved in the flow. Take it as easy as you need to take it, just keep moving. So I just want to move around a little bit and just settle onto your sit bones. So you're going to take weight from one sit bone into the other. And let that wave up through the spine, out through the crown of the head to get loads of space and length in the spine to decompress, let the shoulders relax. As you come to stillness, let the eyes softly close. Allow the muscles on the face to relax, the tongue to soften into the bottom of your mouth. And then spend a moment here just really feeling the breath, wash through you. So as you inhale, maybe the breath will start to expand towards the bottom of the rib cage, into the belly, into the bowl of the pelvis. So there's a sensation of warming and widening as the breath drops down. On your exhalation, I want you to squeeze and lift the breath up from the pelvic diaphragm. Squeeze it up behind the navel, up towards the center of the chest and out through the nose. As you inhale, the breath drops down, warms and widens. On your exhalation, squeeze the breath out, lift it up. A couple more breaths like that. You can begin to flutter your eyes open. Begin to roll the shoulders out a little bit. Interlace the hands and roll out the wrists. Press the palms away from you for a little bit of a stretch. Good, and then releasing the hands, just start to circle the elbows back and see if you can feel that in the shoulders, but also in the shoulder blades. So as you take the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and as you pull them forward, see if you can create more space between the shoulder blades. Beautiful. And then bring your hands down onto your knees. As you inhale, to send your heart forwards and up, look up towards the ceiling. On your exhalation, pull the front of the pelvis up and curl all the way up through the spine, chin to chest. So inhale, forwards and up, and exhale and curl. Good, inhale, forwards and up, and exhale, curl. Nice and easy. Just letting that flow through the spine, just in preparation for all this movement we're going to do. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, shoot the hands out. Awesome. Okay, let's come on to hands and knees. So on hands and knees, every time you put your hands down on the floor, I want you to go fingertips. There's a video about this, but fingertips roll down to the ring of the palm, so beneath the knuckles, the ring of the palm, and keep the center of the palm quite light, but active away from the floor. Take the knees away from you just a little bit. Tuck the tailbone underneath you as you pull the front of the pelvis in and up, and then start to move the hips side to side. So if this is uncomfortable for your knees, feel free to get some padding, a blanket or something for your knees. So just a little bit side to side. And then we'll inhale, shoulders back, take the heart forwards, look up. On the exhalation, I want you to bend your elbows first and then press into the floor. Lift the belly, squeeze the navel up towards the spine as you round through the upper back, chin to chest. Bend the elbows, inhale, offer the heart, shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Bend the elbows, exhale, round the upper back, chin to chest. One more time, inhale. So we're using the bend of the elbows to transition so that we can access more power, more movement, more freedom. Tuck your toes. Lift the knees just a little way off the floor and make yourself into a very kind of backed off downward facing dog. And I want you to bend your legs, bend your elbows and start to move around in any way that feels good for you. So we don't just have to walk in place to stretch out the back of the legs, but we can pulse back and forwards. We can begin to circle the hips, start to take a little bit side to side. And at any time, if this feels tough on your wrists or your shoulders, always free to put your knees on the floor. Okay, so you stay with something that feels good for you. Okay, from there, we'll start to take about 10 little steps up to the top of the mat. If you can't get all the way by bending your legs, you can walk your fingertips back to your feet. But keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Take your hands around your opposite elbows and then bending the knees a lot, so we don't want to fully stretch yet, we're not warm enough, we're just going to keep back tough, really getting close to the earth and start to move a little bit, sway it out. And that can be a very gentle sway, or you can go a little bit deeper, a little bit quicker, and maybe release the arms and just shake the shoulders out, the head out, really just doing whatever feels good in your body. So that in these flowing movements, we're looking for our own areas of tension, moving into them, breathing, and hoping that something will release. That's the idea. Okay, from there, bend your knees a lot. Inhale. As you press down into the earth, pull up into the belly, send the sit bones wide as you slowly start to roll back to center. Beautiful. When you're up, roll your shoulders out a couple of times. So this area, we tend to hold a lot of unnecessary tension. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of sun salutations. We'll keep them nice and gentle for this one. And then we'll interweave some of our high intensity stuff into this. So get ready to get a little hot on the inside and the outside. Okay, all right, from here we're going to bend the knees. Just get really fluid, get really neutral, right? Just let go. So we want to find this balance between getting strong and controlled and also really kind of relaxed and fluid, right? So we can flow with whatever life throws at us. It's really important. Okay, bend the knees. We're going to rebound from the earth. Catch that energy in the belly. Take the elbows out to the side first and then stretch all the way up to the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths here as you press down into the earth, stretch up towards the ceiling. Pull the front of the pelvis in and up and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the belly to the spine. Take a deep breath there. On your exhalation, feel like you melt all the way back down to the earth. Take a little bit of a movement there if it feels good. From here, plant your fingertips to palms down. Step back to your downward facing dog. You can still keep the legs bent a little bit. You can move around if feels good. We'll bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale, sit bones wide as you lift the belly, the front of the pelvis in and up. And then slowly drop the knees towards the floor. Okay, so there's a tendency for us to let the lower back go here. So I want you to keep lifting the sides of the belly. So we'll go into a little bit more detail in one of the practices, but the psoas, lifting in and up, to really lengthen out through the spine. You can keep your toes tucked or point them, whatever feels better on your legs and your knees. From here, I want you to slide your heart forwards a little bit. Bend your elbows just a couple of inches and then press back. So bending the elbows just a couple of inches, press back, nice and easy. Bend the elbows a couple of inches and then let the pelvis descend towards the floor on a diagonal and slowly release down. So your shoulders never drop low. Keep the shoulders rolling back, lift the toes up, give the feet a little bit of a shake and then press the tops of the feet down. Here I want you to inhale to take the sit bones wide. On the exhalation, press the front of the pelvis down, squeeze and lift the belly and hold that back. Okay, another deep breath in, keep squeezing the belly up towards the spine to protect the lower back. On your exhalation, squeeze a little bit more. And then as you inhale, shoulders back off of the heart. Maybe take a little bit of a wave there. So you don't want to be so high that you can't move and it's jamming into your lower back. And stay low. Keep the belly engaged and take a little bit of movement there. Beautiful. Release back down to the earth. Tuck your toes. As you come up onto your knees, squeeze your abdominals up to help to carry you back up onto your knees. And then we'll lift the knees and come into downward facing dog one more time. Okay, from there, we're going to take the right foot up towards the ceiling. Bend the elbows, bend the knees, sweep the knee in towards the nose. And see if you can draw the knee in, lift the heel high. Good, press it back. And squeeze it in one more time. If you need to do this on your knee, that's totally fine. Just press the leg back and squeeze it in. We'll do two more. Press the leg back, squeeze it in, press the leg back, squeeze it in, Beautiful, and then press the foot down, take a little bit of a walk out, look to the top of your mat, start to walk, little tiny steps, get as far as you can, feet hip distance apart. We're just going to roll out the shoulders. This time I want you to bend your knees a lot, to get really close to the earth. As you press your pelvis into your feet, really connect into the earth, and then as you pull up through the inner thighs, send that energy out through the sit bones like a Y. From here, I want you to start lifting through the lower belly. Lifting, lifting, lifting gently. Good. Begin to settle a little bit further down. So of course you can stay back off with just a slight bend in the knees. Just send the sit bones wide. Good. And then right this area right underneath the navel, a few inches, you can lift that up. Good. Pull it in. And then you can do whatever you like with your arms for a moment. Reach up to the ceiling, inhale, exhale, stick the tongue out and ha. Good, inhale, curl it up, exhale, ha. Inhale, last time, ha. Stay low, plant the fingertips to palms down, step back, downward facing dog, bend the knees, inhale, exhale, slowly rolling forwards to your plank position, drop the knees down, point the toes. Then we're going to keep lifting the sides of the belly, slide the heart forwards. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows just a little bit. Good. Press back to center. Inhale. Exhale, bend. And then we'll let the pelvis descend on a diagonal and slowly roll down closer to the earth. Inhale, sit bones to ceiling. So really stick the butt up towards the ceiling. On your exhalation, press the front of the pelvis. Squeeze and lift the belly. And then as you inhale, let that expand into the chest, but keep the abdominals contracted just a little bit to squeeze you in there to really protect the lower back. Good, and then slowly release. Tuck your toes, let your abdominals carry you up onto your knees. And then let's take a little bit of a circle in one direction, and then the other. Lift the knees away from the floor. We'll take the left leg up towards the ceiling. So you remember you can have your right knee down for this one if you need to. We'll bend everything as we scoop the knee in. See if you can lift that left heel high. Press it back, and you'll just notice that I'm using the little bend in the elbows and the knees to transition. 2 more. Good. And then stepping down. Let's walk the feet up towards the top of the mat, nice and easy. Spend a moment just to release here. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, really get close to the earth. Exhale, press down into the earth. Lift and squeeze up through the inner thighs, out through the sit bone. And begin to lift the belly, 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 belly. As you come up, straighten your legs. Take the elbows out. Fingertips to the ceiling. And bring your hands to your heart. Just for a moment, give a little shake out. Beautiful. Okay, so you should be breathing a little bit. You should be feeling really nice and warm. So now we're going to go into our sequence of interweaving these moments of a little bit more high intensity to get everything really moving, to get the cardiovascular system working. So I want you to start off with your feet not as wide as you can, but about 2.5 hip distance apart. You're going to turn your heels in and your toes out, and you'll know when you do that just to adjust your feet and get them a little closer if you need to. And from here, as you bend, so again, if there's a problem with your knees, if you need to back it off a little bit, maybe you'll just have a gentle bend. If you feel like going for it, it'll be a little bit deeper. And from here, I want you to pull the front of the pelvis in and up, right? The sit bones stay kind of wide, but the pelvis keeps lifting, the psoas keeps lifting, sides of the body keep lifting. Good, wiggle the toes a little bit, so don't grip the toes into the floor. And then from here, I want you to keep your legs as still as possible and start to move around a little bit from the upper body. So you can really do whatever you want with your arms, right? It doesn't matter, nobody's watching you, I don't think. Nobody's watching me apart from you. Good, and then Yeah, whatever you want to do is totally great there. Beautiful. Okay, begin to straighten the legs, turn your toes to face forwards, and step the feet about hip distance apart. Shake out the legs. So we're going for our first round of high intensity here, and it starts gently and it gets progressively more intense, so stay with the one that feels good for you, okay? So we're going to take a step out to the right. Bend the knees and the sit bones wide and the hip creases back as soon as you step. Good, and then we'll come to center, feet about hip distance. Hip creases back, sit bones wide in our chair pose. Let's take it out to the other side. So this is our temple. A bit of a squat there. Good. So really easy, you can do this as slowly and as mindfully as you need to. And you can just stay with this. We do one more. Beautiful. Okay, from here, you can stay with that one, or we're going to jump it a little bit. So we're going to start to jump. Good, and pause. And then jump. So we're going from temple, sit bones wide, hip creases back, belly lifted. Good, into our chair. As soon as you land, bend the knees and the hip creases back. Good, so it's a jump and it's a pause. You can do whatever you want with your arms. When you press off the floor, see if you can really press to really find that lift upwards. We'll do one more. Good. And from there, so about the last 10 seconds, as quickly as you can. So you can stay with the first one, the second one, or you can go a little bit quicker. So here we're doing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Straighten your legs, and then just start to walk side to side a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, from there, we'll stay with the feet wide, feet parallel-ish. Bend your knees, take your hands around your back, interlace your fingers. We'll keep the elbows bent, the knees bent, and then we'll start to fold forwards a little bit. And here you can keep it really gentle with the knees bent, the elbows bent. So you're resting your hands near to your sacrum and just letting that be really fluid for a moment. Release your fingertips and start to finger paint the floor and just let the head go. Good, come back to center. Inhale. On your exhalation, lift and squeeze from the belly as you roll up to stand. Beautiful. Round 2. We'll take a step to the right and we'll just touch the floor. Good. Take a step to the left and we'll touch the floor. Good. This time as you take a step to the right, I want you to cross your left leg behind and touch the floor with your left hand. Good. Come back to center. Step it over and touch. Step it over and touch. So again, you can not touch the floor if you can't get down that low. If your knees are talking to you, then keep it really backed off. But if you can go down to the floor, as you descend, the belly and the spine keep lifting up. So always think about keeping the spine healthy and decompressed, and not loading any unnecessary pressure and weight there. Very good. Okay, so for those that feel like they need a little bit more juice here, I'm going to start to take this side to side. Good, so a little bit of a hop. When you press into as much of the foot as you can. See if you can press into the heel a little bit as you jump. Still a pause as you touch the floor or get close to the floor. Very nice. And for the last 10, as fast as you can, staying with something that feels manageable. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Walk it side to side. Roll out your arms. Good. Give them a little shake. Beautiful. All right. So from here, settle the legs wide again. And we'll start to maybe touch the floor and take some sideways, what we call ninja lunges. Just taking it over to one side, bending the leg, stretching the opposite inner thigh. And what you may want to do here is lift the toes away from the floor, because it will really help to ignite the inner seams of the legs a little bit more. And if you feel open enough, you can take that all the way to the side. You can take your toes to the ceiling, give it a little bit of a wriggle. Over to the other side, a little bit of a wriggle. And it doesn't matter if you're feeling really not very flexible, just here is great. Right, just staying with something that feels good for you. Beautiful, okay. Hands onto your knees, we're gonna inhale, up the heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, squeeze and lift the belly, chin to chest, inhale, and exhale. Beautiful, one more time. Great, release to the floor. Bend the knees a little bit more, send the sit bones wide. Inhale, exhale, squeeze and lift and curl up from the belly. And slowly come up to stand. Beautiful, step the feet a little bit closer together. Keep moving, don't stop, don't stand still. If you need to take a little break to get a drink or something now, we've just got a couple more rounds of these to do. We're going to blast them out and then you're good to go the whole day. All right, so let's come back into our tempo. So this will really get the lower legs activated there and you can get fluidity. And then I want you to bring your palms together and all you're going to do, lift the toes a little bit, you're going to press and turn to the side and just gently with your palms tap your thigh. Turn to the other side, tap. Tap, tap. The reason I'm asking you to lift your toes is to make it a little bit more challenging so that the toes don't grip the floor and find your balance for you. So we want that balance coming through center. We keep lifting the front of the pelvis, drawing the psoas in and up, gently sliding the lower back in and up to get some length through the spine. Okay, if this feels okay, you can go a little bit faster. Okay, at any point you can feel free to straighten your legs a little bit and just maybe take this into the air if it gets too much. Good. And then the last 10 here, a little bit faster, as fast as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Heel toe your feet in a little bit, step them together, come down onto your hands and knees. So here I want you to squeeze and lift your belly to really allow the lower back to be supported. We're going to lift the right leg up into the air, press into the heel, and then draw the knee to the upper arm. Good, towards it, if it can touch then great. We'll press the leg back and bring it back down to the earth. Take the left leg, draw the knee in, touch the upper arm, squeeze, lift the belly there, press it back, press into the heel, bring the knee back down. Okay, press, squeeze it in, press it back, and bring it back down to the earth. Stretch it back, bring it in, upper elbow. Good, press it back, back down to the earth. You can stay with that, and we're simply going to press back, draw in, and down, back, draw in, 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 down. Stay with that, or if you're feeling energetic, you can lift the feet away from the floor and start to take a little bit of a run here, pressing into your fingertips, squeezing into the belly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come down into your knees, come to sit for our final one. So you might think for our gentle flow that these are pretty intense, but you want to stay with what feels manageable to you. You want to just keep moving because there's a lot of different kind of fitness levels and we feel really different one day to the next. But seriously, when you've done this a few times, it will feel much easier and much more accessible, right? So it's just like 25 minutes or so. Okay, from here, I want you to bring your hands down on a diagonal away from your hips. Walk the feet in, come up onto the tiptoes a little bit. What you're going to do is take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, tip the knees over to one side. Inhale up to center. Exhale over to the other side. Keep the heart lifted, the spine nice and long. Good. Inhale if you can. As you exhale, squeeze the breath up from the pelvic diaphragm. So it's really like you're squeezing that breath out from the bottom to the top. Good. You can stay with this. So just a nice gentle one here, really getting the action of the breath and the twist. Or we can begin to lift the feet away from the floor, and this time we'll take the feet over to one side, knees to the other, keep the heart and spine lifted. Inhale to center, exhale, inhale, exhale, so a little bit deeper there. And then the last 10 seconds, you can keep the knees bent and you can press them away a little bit, draw them in, or they can straighten out a little bit more. So it's inhale as you press away, exhale as you lift. Inhale, exhale. So stay with, again, something that feels good in your body. And we'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come to sit. Offer the heart forward, take a little bit of movement. You'll just start to walk your hands around a little bit, stretch out your shoulders, walk your hands behind you, lift the chest, make some space for the belly. Beautiful. And then just come to center. So if you have time, it would be great to stretch into the body a little bit, but we will definitely do that in our other practices. If you have time, it would be great to lie down for a few minutes, but these are our more action-packed sessions. So well done, see you tomorrow, and namaste.